Hello boys and girls, it's Mightymasochist here, and this is my new toy, new plaything called Jagdpanzer E-100, the super heavy tank destroyer based on the chassis of an E-100, the heaviest tank of the Entwicklung series. I have no idea how to spell that. Let's see if I can find it. No. Well, whatever. Yeah, super heavy tank destroyer. Yeah, you could say that. 134 tons. Holy shit, that thing is heavy. It has 2200 hit points. 2200. Uh, it has it has got the most health of any of the tier 10 tank destroyers. 1200 horsepower engine. Yeah, it's not very fast, but it can get to some kind of speed. It usually needs downhill to reach that 30 kph, but mostly you will be cruising up around over 20, like 25 and so on and so on. Traverse speed is slow, 20 degrees, but well, you kind of need to expect that from such a heavy machine, and it's huge, absolutely massive. Um, Armor wise, well, firstly, usually when we look at the tank destroyers, there are three things that we want to know. Well, two of them are what we want. Two out of three we need in a tank destroyer. And well, obviously, first we want to know if it's well armored. If it's not well armored, we want to know about it. Is it good when camouflaging? And then the gun. And well, this thing, obviously being so huge, it's not very good at hiding. It has pretty bad camo rating. And you need massive bushes or trees before you can actually even hide this thing. It's such a massive target. But as I said, we need 2 out of 3. The armor is great. 200 millimeters at the front, and it's sloped. 120 at the sides, and it's kinda sloped as well. 150 at the rear. This tank is pretty much one of the more heavily armored tank destroyers all around. It has very strong armor even in the sides and rear. But let's take a closer look at the armor. Well, obviously it's sloped. That means, well, if most things that hit your upper plate here are gonna bounce. This bit here, yeah, most of the shots are gonna bounce, and especially this bolted plug of metal around the gun mantlet. It looks like it adds another 200 millimeters at least to the around the gun. Well, obviously you do have weak spots on the front. That machine gun turret is a weak spot, but well, seriously, if you're that's probably what you see. You don't really see that much of the turret there. So yeah, but it's a weak spot. And well, aside from the obvious lower glacis, there isn't really that much of a weak spot. Other than, the turret and small cupola stuff. But it's very well armored from the front. But you must remember, you need to angle it between shots, or wiggle it, or hide it. If you can hide your lower plate, that would be the very very perfect thing, because, well, first you hide your lower plate, you shoot once, and then you angle it. Like this. This much is enough. You have this bit covered. This is an out of bounds zone. and they're gonna need some serious penetration to get through your angled upper casement. It's 200 millimeters thick, and you angle it, and when it's already angled, it's basically going to be an out of bounds zone. Just that bit is mostly is enough. They need very high penetration guns, and mostly gold ammo as well, to get through that. So frontally, it's good news, but you be careful with the lower plate. The transmission is in the front, and the engine is in the middle, which means, well, as you know from the E-75, Yak Tiger, Tiger 2, Tiger, Panther, Panther 2, E-50, hit in the lower frontal plate can set your engine on fire. So, and the engine has, well, it only has 15% chance of fire, but you have to be cautious about it. Well, they're not actually saying if it's diesel engine or not. Well, excuse me. Yeah. Side armor. Side armor is actually very good. Well, firstly you have the side skirts here, and then you have the massive tracks. So the weakest part on your side is the fighting compartment over here. And well, firstly, since this side skirt, obviously it acts as like spaced armor. Then there are your tracks, which act as spaced armor, and then it has to get through the 120 millimeters of full armor. So most of the shots on the side are probably not gonna penetrate. Is what what happens mostly, and you're gonna notice that obviously you're such a huge target. Artillery loves you. SPGs are gonna shoot you like there's no tomorrow, and well, your side skirts actually come in handy then, because, well, if it hits close, it's probably gonna blow your tracks off, but that's about all it's gonna do, and you have such a thick armor anyway. And of course the side armor here, well, this is from the side it's probably the single biggest weak spot, except that if someone gets in your side, take a look at the Pershing, it's small, yeah. If they want to shoot you in your side from in close range, they're gonna shoot up, and it's gonna increase the angle even more. So your side armor is very, very strong when close range, because, well, most of your enemies are smaller than you, so they need to aim up, and that means, well, it's just going to make the slope even steeper. From the rear, well, on paper the rear is 150 millimeters thick, but it's flat, and there is this hatch thing which is a weak spot. So basically you need to keep your front pointed at the enemy all the time. Enough about the armor. View range 400 meters. Yeah, it's tier 10. We expect that. 720 signal range. Yeah, that's standard. But then we come to the main thing about the Jagdpanzer E-100. It's a tank destroyer, and it's all about this gun. Now the gun is 170 millimeter Pak 46 anti-tank gun. 2.33 rounds per minute. It's very slow, as you'd expect for such a massive caliber gun. Penetration is excellent, 299, and with the premium high explosive anti-tank it's actually 420. There is hardly any tank this tank destroyer cannot penetrate, even with just the normal armor piercings. And also the alpha damage. 1050. This is the second highest alpha damage of all the non-artillery units. Well, obviously we all know who has the most alpha damage, and that's right here in the British Tech Tree, the Death Star FV215B183. It has, well, Jagdpanzer E-100 has only 100 less of alpha, but yeah, accuracy is actually surprisingly good, 0.35. It's actually really accurate gun for being such a huge gun. I honestly I was expecting quite a bit worse. I was expecting something like 0.4 accuracy, and 2.7 second aiming time is, well, for the size of that gun, it's actually very good, and it basically, well, it's on the slow end, but considering the size of the gun, it's acceptable. I'm more than happy to have a 2.7 second aiming time on a massive gun like this. So yeah, nothing to complain about that. Now, take in mind the ammunition is very expensive. 2,200 credits for your normal armor piercing ammo. And also the heat ammo costs you 7,200 credits. And I usually carry some high explosive shells as well, because there are some targets that you cannot reliably penetrate from the long distance, like T110E3 is very difficult to penetrate, and you can usually deal around 500 damage even with just the high explosive shells. They are also very powerful, and what I recommend you get is that the automatic fire extinguisher, purely because the frontal mounted transmission, it really gets set on fire like you wouldn't believe. Or at least, if not the automatic fire extinguisher, then just pack a normal one. You don't want to have any fires on this thing. Well, that's about the tank itself, equipment. Well, obviously tank gun rammer, you really want a tank gun rammer. The reload is so slow. And well, gun length drive, obviously you want to get the first shot faster, as fast as possible. For the third slot, I'd probably go with the improved ventilation, but there are some other good choices as well. Well, no, camo net, no, you don't want camouflage net on this thing. Firstly, it has really, the camo value is all so pure that it's not really going to be that much of a use. Well, binocular telescope is not actually that bad. You get to see them before they see you. It's not a bad idea, but I don't think it suits the tank so well. Coated optics, I think it's better than binocular telescope, because if you stand still too much on this thing, you're gonna get left behind, because it is really slow tank. So coated optics, not that bad idea. Well, carbon dioxide tanks, I haven't had really the problems with the fuel tanks. It's more like the engine and transmission, so I don't think that's worth it. Toolbox is not a bad idea, because you're going to have your tracks blown off a lot. And well, wet ammo rack, not a bad idea. I haven't had that much problems with ammo rack, but the thing is that the reload is so slow that actually having a wet ammo rack is not that bad idea, considering that 1.65 rounds per minute. No, sorry, well, what the hell. Anyway, 1.16, something like that. Very slow rate of fire, and it would be extremely slow if you get Amarak. So wet Amarak is not a bad idea. Uh, Enhanced bell will washers, well, I don't really think that's necessary. Because, you know, well, obviously not getting tracked is a good idea, but you will be tracked. The artillery loves shooting at you. The ventilation obviously not a bad idea, but the super heavy spall liner is actually also a pretty good idea. Because, well, first it adds protection from artillery. Well, you don't really need protection from being rammed, considering how heavy you are. But it also adds 50% protection from crew injuries, which is very good. So super heavy spall liner, not a terrible idea. But the choice is up to you. But at least tank gun, tank gun rammer and gun line drive. Those are a must. And crew skills, well, for the commander I went for the sixth sense and rest repairs because, well, even though it is a tank destroyer, it has very pure camera rating. So, and you will be seen. At least when you fire your gun, you will be seen. And I honestly believe that getting your tracks back up as fast as possible in this number one enemy for artillery is probably the best way to go. After repairs, whatever floats your boat. So that's about the tank. Let's see how it rolls. And I can assure you, I absolutely love this. It's very well armored, as I already said, and the gun is such a beast. Fisherman's Bay, not necessarily the best map for Jagdpanzer E-100. It's very tier 10 game, by the way. Only very unfortunate looking leve. Oh god, what the hell? 36% win rate. What the? And 39% win rate. How those are the worst ratings I've ever seen. But well, Wallet Warriors, unite. Let's go to a casual stroll into the town. We have a good artillery player and a good AMX-50B driver. But well, it's more than compensated by the fact that we have two fairly bad players. Especially, I really don't expect that Löwe driver to be much of a use, especially considering it's a very tier 10 game. But yeah, now our E100 starts. It's going to start the racket. Well, okay, yeah. Let's see now. Don't seem to have any targets here. So let's get a move on it then. And that's something that this tank is not very good at doing. Getting the move on it. And that's the gun arc is actually very poor. And gun depression and gun elevation both are pretty bad as well. And well, but soon we'll see the gun in action. That's a bit too dodgy. Oh, 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 oh. Dodge! Come on, don't block me. I want to get shots into them as well. And I know they want me to shoot them too. Oh, nice. It was below average. Oh! We're being shot. But nice. 948 damage. Even though it... yeah, it rolled low. But even if it goes low, it is still pretty much the, you know, very high roll compared to the other tier 10 tank destroyers. So can't really complain about that. There he is, and let's see if we can get... we did hit... I believe we did some kind of module damage, but no actual armor damage. And the reload is very slow, as you can see. Brunhild. Get out of the way, Brunhild. Okay, it's actually pretty even, considering that we have some scrubs here. Oh, one of our E1. Oh, yeah, the blabbermouth E-100. There we go. That's the alpha of this gun. It's such brutal damage this gun deals. 1196. Yeah. Oh. There you see, very narrow gun traverse. Ooh. The Jagdpanzer E-100 has just nailed both of our E-100s. Okay, and I really can't take a single shot from anything anymore. And it's still even, but now they're pushing on the other side of the map. And there goes our level, and soon it will be the end of our T-57 heavy tank as well. Ooh. There we go. 3 shots landed, 2,886 damage done. Now that is some good damage. But our other flank has completely collapsed now. We have our mediums are heading back. But they have some nasty looking tank destroyers and an IS-7. I believe I must go back to help defend the cap. That right? Hey. Let's just hope that T-62A is not aiming at me right now. And as you, by the way, as you may have noticed, I still have my heat ammo. I haven't used it because I haven't needed it. I don't have the need to use it because 299 penetration it's pretty much enough to deal with anything this tank faces. The Rate is not in the game yet. And there we have the IS-7. Let's see if we can get shot on him. would be pretty nice if we could, considering this massive alpha damage. And no, we don't have a shot on him, and that SU-122-54 is actually a pretty nasty tank destroyer. It has very good gun. Our artillery, as I said in the beginning, good artillery player. Now let's see if we can get the shot, finishing shot on that IS-7. No, we can't. But hey, is that an Object 268? It is. And oh no, we missed him. No, we missed him. He bounced. That's what the ammo angling does. Oh god, we missed by so little. We hit the log, but we've actually come to a victory. Where the fuck did that one go? Oh god, no. The gun can actually be a bit of a troll, as you can see. Even though it is accurate, it's not that accurate. But hey, pretty good victory. Not bad result from a pretty bad looking situation. And that demonstrates you the massive alpha damage of the gun. So you can see there 949, 1169, and all sorts of critical damage as well, and some spotting damage even. So, but that was fairly average game. Well, okay, it was pretty good game, but and that also showcased little of what the armor angling can do. But let's take another one and see if we can get the gun in the more action, because well, you know, that wasn't bad, but you know, I did hit only 3 or 4 times, and I did damage on 3. So you know, I'd kinda like to show you more of the, you know, sheer brutality. I'm gonna have to rate it on not safe for under 18 years old. Thanks, Noob Gaming. Okay.
Los geht's.
Yeah, I really don't approve those who just keep complaining about the matchmaking, because it's same for everyone. Well, obviously tier 9 and tier 10 tanks are a bit of an exception, and some of the lower tiers, tier 1 and 2. But the matchmaking has been a lot worse than this. I know those Löwe and King Tiger and 110 110 and AMX MLA 48 they're bubbling cursing, but you know, it used to be so much worse. You cannot really, well, just imagine going with tier 7 tank like Jagdpanzer, and you would face IS-7s, E-100s, Mauses. Well, E-100 wasn't in the game yet, but you know, IS-7s and Maus. You know, with a tier 7 tank destroyer or tank, you know, that was fairly brutal. And also tier 6 tank, for example VK3601H, that could face tier 9 tanks. I mean, holy crap, it could face the IS-4, which was back then it was a tier 9 heavy tank. Uh, that's just that was wrong. This is okay, in my opinion. I don't mind going with tier 8 tank and facing tier 10s, because I know it could be a lot worse. Although this is probably the very worst, pretty much the worst possible matchmaking, even for the tier 8s. But still, it's not, seriously, it's not that bad. And, you know, I don't like those who complain. Bad players complain about that. And as we can see, yep, well, he's fairly good player, but he's not experienced player yet. Only 3,000 games. ST1. Love me! And that's the price we pay for it. Jagdpanzer E-100 took out over half of our hit points. That's the risk you take if you go and reveal yourself. But we managed to do quite a massive amount of damage with just one hit. You know, he's down to 834 health. Most well, not exactly, we don't really have that many anymore of the tier 10 and well, other tier 10 tank destroyers, but well, now he's the one-shot kill for most of the tanks on our team. And as you can see, it went through the lower plate and it killed my engine. Obviously I had to use a repair kit for that, because 600 horsepower is not exactly enough to move a 134 ton tank. Or at least it's bad enough with the 1200 horsepower, yet still cut it in half. Oh, you don't want that. I see. We were spotted by someone. Well, I was giving myself because I was trying to, you know, get the Force 155. But yeah, well, that wasn't that good of an example. Let's see how our other Jagdpanzer E-100s are doing. Well, this one isn't doing that well. And how about this one? Well, he's doing better, I guess. Let's see how he does. Does he have a shot on that? He does, but he misses. That's rather unfortunate, because this gun has such a long reload. You really don't want to miss your shots. And of course the ammo is expensive. And one other thing, the repair cost for this tank is over 20,000. The viewports were hit there, as you can see. Down, it was an E-100, well, no damage. Whoa. And as you can see, the artillery loves this tank. They love to shoot at it because it's such a massive target. But now that this guy has his viewports knocked out, he's at severe disadvantage. He cannot see too far at all. And now they're knocked out completely. And someone actually managed to penetrate him. Oh, that's... wow. Okay, that one has to be either oh, that's the artillery. It's either oh, okay, this guy is screwed. GW Tiger, hit straight on the top. There. But yeah. Here is another Jagdpanzer E-100. He's already got himself a kill. And he killed the other Jagdpanzer E-100. But yeah, number one target for the artillery. You have to be very careful with this tank. But as you've noticed, yep, oh, there is straight through the lower plate. And as you can see, massive damage. And the artillery is here. And he's reloading, and the Foch misses the first shot. Ooh, it bounced. Yeah. There you can see that how it got set on fire from the frontal hit. But here, let's see the other guy again. He's on 3%, his loader is dead, the commander is dead, and the viewports are knocked out. This guy is screwed. He cannot see far at all. And yeah, there comes the artillery again. Well, yeah, but I believe that showcased you the strength and weakness of a tank. And yeah, well, the match actually becoming interesting. We can still win. It's only 1 minute, and the enemy needs to cap. They can't cap anymore. They need to kill everyone in order to win. Actually, I kind of want to watch this because it's getting really exciting now. And I may take the third game just for the sake of, you know, getting a decent data for you. Is this guy actually this guy may be using a stock turret? Yeah, he is using a stock turret. But can he still equip the 120mm? Well, I'm not sure. Anyway, and ooh, that's brutal. And he's on fire. And oh, here we have an AFK T110 E4. Oh boy. and we won by timeout. And well, that was pretty bad performance from me. Yeah, not much to be proud of. But let's take just one more game. Be patient. Well, the first game was mediocre. Although it did demonstrate you some of the assets of the tank, I want to demonstrate it a bit more. Let's see how we can do in this assault. It's almost like the one that I was in, but it was crawling with tier 8 tanks. So this time it's only tier 9s at the very least. Oh no, we have one unfortunate looking IS-3 thinking that, oh, what the fuck. The fuck, man. The fuck. And well, first you're going to see the pure power to weight ratio. And where can you see that from? Climbing the hills. This thing does not like climbing hills. Oh, we're being pushed by our IS-7. Well, that helps us to get position faster. But as you can see, even though we're being pushed by an IS-7, we can still only go climb out 10 kilometers per hour. Oh, imagine what it would be without the help of that IS-7. I got to tank him, he's a nice guy. Oh! Ah, enemy has an E-100 platoon. That's some nasty platoon. Oh god, no! Well, I understand the Jagdtiger, but why is Jagdpanzer E-100 going on a camping position? Where yeah, the gun is pretty accurate, but this is an assault map. Once the enemy gets out of his rendering range, he cannot shoot at anyone. And well, he's too slow to reach the battlefield anymore as well. Let's see, we have E75. Do we get a shot on him? Oh my. And there you see, very narrow gun arc. And oh, now he's behind the rock, of course. That was lucky, but the gun is pretty accurate considering the caliber. And as you could see, 1012. Single hit. Enemy seems to be concentrating on the other flank. We only have 3 tanks here in total. Jagdpanzer E-100. Massive damage. He's not feeling very clever now. Oh yeah. That guy. Oh, and he's tracked. Can we reload? Can we reload? He's a dangerous one. He needs to be taken out. And that's the way we do it. So one of their very dangerous tank destroyers has just been taken out. But the thing is that we really lack in manpower on this side. Whoop, there's Jagdtiger. Bounced, probably hit the casement, and it was angled. But I was going for his side armor. Well, lucky Jagdtiger. If we could get another spot. I7 is doing the spottings. Be pretty nice if we could get another spot. Oh, there is the Jagdtiger again. Der ging nicht durch. Only take his tracks off. Well, at least he now realizes that there is something big. I mean, damn, hiding here. And now we actually got a pretty good firing position. You know, most of our tank is covered, and what little is visible is slightly angled. English isn't my first language, but we are now very tough target to hit and penetrate. Jagdtiger is too far. Oh, he's there. Is he? There he is, but he's not coming out. He knows that there's something huge here, something the size of a Jagdpanzer E-100. Then let's take the Jagdpanzer E-100 to him. They're now hiding behind that rock, and we only have 4 minutes it's going to get, we're going to be busy. And, no, they're not showing themselves. They are indeed aware that there is something nasty coming their way. Kinda reminds me something nasty is coming their way and they know it. You know, like the Moomin stories, the Bogger Grog, what the hell is called in English. Somehow this situation reminds me of that. Ah, rushed that shot. But well, it was either we had the chance, and there, as you can see, side skirts are actually pretty good at absorbing damage. The angle, keep it angled, don't let him get a shot on the straight flat surface, and bounce on the lower plate, because he is shooting down at us. And Jagdtiger is now dead, and soon will be that IS-8. I'm relying on those guys to do the job, and they got it. Oh, hello, Mr. T-54. Oh, Jagdpanzer E-100 and T-110E4 as well. I'm in a bad position here. I need to get in cover. This will do. It's not quite enough to hide this entire mountain of a tank, but we're angled now. Good luck penetrating us. And we can't quite get the shot over. Oh no, he's aiming at this way. We got to do this bit of a side scraping kind of technique, and there we go. And again, our tracks and side skirts absorb the hit. Okay, yep, that T-54 is down, and only one E-100 is left. No idea where he is. There he is. Okay, let's see if we can make it to him. I want to do a bit more damage. Let's see, can we get a shot? Oh, bounced off the side of the turret. God damn it. Oh, god damn it. That was not necessary. The shells are very expensive on this thing. Around 2,000. Yeah, something like that. There he is again. Oh yeah, and we take a big hit. And it hit the lower plate. But we did massive damage, 1030 to him. So yeah, well, that showcases how effective the armor is, and the massive, tremendous damage of this gun. As you can see, that's the kind of game I'm talking about. The team in total was actually pretty good. Oh, even the worst one got over 500 XP. Now that's really rare. So you could say that overall the team was great. And yeah, we did well. You can't really argue against these numbers. And there, as you can see, repairs very expensive, shells very expensive. Potential damage received 4,140, 6 shots fired as only 3 penetrated and did damage. So yep, this tank can take punishment. And as you can see, the gun is pretty accurate. 10 shots fired 9 hits and 6 of them penetrated. And those 6 6 shells that penetrated, they did 4,560 damage. There were some below average rolls, like, you know, the second hit on the Jagdpanzer E-100. Well, obviously it was finishing shot, it did only like 500 damage, 500, 400. But the rest, in general, did, well, that was also another low, because, well, he only had 880. But, you know, 1012 and 1030, well, you really can't complain about those. So yeah, Jagdpanzer E-100, very tough tank. You don't want to be in front of this massive gun. It will brutalize you. So anyway, I hope this review helped you to maybe drive E-100 better, or to deal with E-100. And I'll catch you next time.